For the panelists, when I let everyone in, it automatically muted you. So just remember to unmute your mic.
Okay, Lori, are we ready to start, you think? Or should we wait a little bit?
You're ready to start.
Okay. All right, welcome everyone. Welcome to the, which annual one is this? Is this the fourth one? Back to school meeting? Fifth. So welcome to the back to school panel. First, I just wanted to introduce the panelists on the call, and then we'll get into the content. So in alphabetical order of school, first we have Jennifer McGreevy from Heron Heights Elementary. Hi. Michelle Kefford, Marjorie Stoneman Douglas. Arlene Manville, Park Trails. Joanne Seltzer from Riverglades Elementary. And I think standing in for Skylar Castro is Meg Campbell from Somerset Parkland Academy. There she is. From Westglades, Matt Bianchi. And Yamilka Gomez, District Relations Manager, Florida Virtual Schools. And also with us is Mayor Richard Walker from Parkland. Where are you, Rich? There you are. Are there any other city council people or dignitaries we have to recognize? Okay. All right. So I'd like to introduce School Board Chair Lori Alhadeff for just kind of a quick overview of what's going on. We're going to have some Q&A a little later on. Feel free to put your questions in the chat and we'll go through them, do our best to get to them. So Lori, please take it away.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Lori Alhadeff, your District 4 representative and the chair of the school board. Welcome back to our students, parents, and staff for the 2024-2025 school year. I'm very excited for this school year and all the opportunities that it brings. I would like to acknowledge all the hard work by our teachers, staff, and administrators during the summer to prepare for this school year. Dr. Hepburn, our new superintendent, he is committed to Broward County Public Schools excellence and achievement, and along with our A-rated school, very exciting. And we're looking forward to staying focused on safety and security, emergency preparedness, see something, say something. And I love that we do this so that parents can hear from our principals and the exciting opportunities we have for our students for this school year.
Excellent. And I also wanted to mention that Commissioner Ken Cutler is here with Sharon Cutler, joining in somewhere in the pictures. So, Lori, did you want to introduce Dr. Hepburn?
Yes. So now I'd like to introduce our amazing superintendent, Dr. Howard Hepburn.
Thank you, Ms. Alhadeff, and thanks for hosting this event. I am so happy to be here. As Ms. Alhadeff talked about, our amazing A-rated school district. I'm certainly looking forward to our students, our staff, and all of those that contribute to our schools every day. I'm looking forward to the opening of a new school year starting on Monday when our kids come back. No, most of them, hopefully most of them are excited to end summer and start school. But we are churning towards maintaining this A. We're doing some exciting things this upcoming school year just to maintain that momentum, to ensure we're providing the best learning opportunities and learning experiences to our students. We have amazing teachers, amazing principals and leadership teams. And we definitely have amazing community contributors as far as partners in ed and our volunteers, all of those who make our system churn for the betterment of our students. And we know we see the residual effects not only in our schools, but also in our communities at large. So thanks for hosting this event. I'm looking forward to answering any questions that maybe coming my way, so we can have a deep dive into some discussions as we open up for this new school year. Thank you.
Okay, so we have a bunch of questions that were submitted prior to, and then people will put some questions in the chat. So we're going to get to them now. I want to see if these questions are directed to anybody in particular, and then get started with that. And then try to keep your answers to about a minute or so, if possible. All right, so let's see. All right, so number one, and I guess best way to do it is just jump in because it doesn't seem to be designated for any one person. So how will MSD and Westglades implement and enforce the new cell phone policy ban? What does this look like for students that need to take pictures of the board, submit assignments, and so forth? Will it be clear to the students that the policy, or will it be clear to the students the policy and any implications behind it? So I guess Mr. Bianchi, Ms. Kefford, Michelle, why don't you start off and then we could dish it over to Mr. Bianchi.
Sure. I just want to clarify, it's not a cell phone ban. It's a new policy just to encourage and facilitate that connection process with students. So cell phones and electronic devices are permitted on campus. However, during instructional time, which is designated or defined as the time that students come onto campus for the first bell and concluding when the final bell rings, those devices should be off or in airplane mode. They can be utilized at the discretion of a school staff member or teacher. So to your point, Doug, if a teacher needs, let's use at the high school level newspaper or journalism as an example, they oftentimes interview students and faculty members for stories. That certainly is permissible, provided it is authorized by the teacher or the instructional leader in that classroom or who is in charge of that particular subject area. So it's not a ban, it's just simply having them off and out of sight during instructional time unless they are deemed necessary for instructional purposes.
Okay, great. Mr. Bianchi?
No, I'll add to it too. So the ban doesn't go into not the ban. This policy doesn't go into effect until August 26th. So we're going to give some time for the parents and the students to get acclimated to the policy, make sure they understand what the policy is at assemblies for the students and parent links to the parents. But pretty much everything that Ms. Kefford said is how we'll run things here, just making sure that we follow the policy the way it's written.
Very good. Okay, I suppose this should be directed to Dr. Hepburn. There's a question of, with respect to the employees' contracts, will they be followed faithfully? You're on mute, sir.
The answer was yes. We will fulfill employee contracts with fidelity, but if there's something specific within contract or for a specific employee group is a question that I would have. But overall, yes, we adhere to employee contracts. If they do have a union, or an association, we are in constant collaboration with the leaders of those unions and associations just to make sure we're adhering to contracts and addressing any concerns that they may have.
Very good. Lori, do you have any comments on this?
Just what Dr. Hepburn said, and that whatever policies, we will be following them with fidelity.
Okay, great. Okay, so I guess this can be handled by anyone. Lori, I'll start with you on this one, and then, we can have other people weigh in. How is the school board going to address the absenteeism epidemic? And how can we continue to improve when students are not showing up and their parents are not held accountable through, I'm sorry, I don't know the acronym, BTIP?
So I love what Ms. Kepper did at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. It took some time for us to get used to the 10-10-10 rule, but that has absolutely shown to increase student attendance, and also the grades have been going up. So I've encouraged Dr. Hepburn to implement that throughout other schools within the district. But, at the end of the day, I believe that our students, they want to come back to our schools. They want to be interacting with their friends. We're offering breakfast, lunch, school activities, athletics. And so if students can find what they are engaged in and involved in and what they connect with, they're going to want to be in school.
Okay, great. Thank you. So the next question, once again, is a school board related types of questions. Lori, Dr. Hepburn, I guess I'll start with you, Dr. Hepburn. What is the school board's focus for this year?
Right now, it's simple, maintaining our momentum, diving into the data that we do have from this past year, looking to scale out our successes and really diving into revised strategies and practices for things that didn't work, because we still have some room for improvement in all of our schools. Also on the horizon, we have our redefining BCPS, which is a huge priority for us to right size our district. As many have heard in the media, we've lost some students over the years. And so it's twofold, trying to recapture students and also trying to right size our district with consolidation of schools too. So that's and we're actually working on that right now and getting in front of different groups, and then we'll be out in the community getting more feedback through a better engagement process starting in September and through October, before we come back to the board with specific schools that need to be consolidated, reconfigured, or updates in programs, or sunsetting certain programs at school. So it's a mixture of things within that priority. So that's one main priority that's on the horizon. But the biggie for us is maintaining our momentum. We have a lot of successes that we can scale out instructionally in our buildings, and also isolating some of the areas for improvement, and really utilizing our great thinking with the principals that we have in our schools. We have a lot of talent in BCPS, also in regional offices and central offices, so we can provide better opportunities for those areas of improvement.
Understood. Thank you. Lori, what's your agenda?
Yeah, so I would just add, I had everything on my list what Dr. Hepburn said, but also that we want to finish the Smart Bond program and to be able to make sure that our schools have those projects complete so that our students can benefit from all the amazing projects that are in that Smart Bond program. But also, I want to be able to support our superintendent. We've had a lot of change in the last few years. So it's so vitally important that the school board supports Dr. Hepburn so he can be successful. And if he's successful, then our students are successful.
Very good. Thank you. Okay. Our daughter is an elite athlete. They have eliminated this program at Westglades. There are numerous parents affected. What are your suggestions, Mr. Bianchi?
So I hear you, and I understand what the parents are going through. I mean, sports were extremely important to me as I was in middle school and high school. The friends I made in those sports are still my closest friends now. Operationally, it makes it difficult, but there are different scheduling options that we are going to work with the parents on. May have some requirements tied to some of those, so those scheduling options. So parents can email me and I will work on those case by case.
All right, great. Thank you. Okay, next question is, and I guess this can be really handled by anybody. So, we'll let people just raise their hands and comment on this, any of you. If there's a code red lockdown, what is the protocol to get the children? The question was designed for Heron Heights, but, clearly everybody has an agenda with respect to this. So, feel free to weigh in, any of you.
I can answer that one. So obviously in the event of an actual lockdown, all students and staff followed the lockdown procedures. Gates are locked, all students and staff are out of sight, and parents are not permitted on campus until there is an all clear. And obviously, admin will be in contact with the community throughout it all.
Okay, thank you. Who else? I don't see any little yellow or green hands. Okay. So, and by the way, I wanted to also welcome Captain Michelle McCardle to the party, and also I believe Bob Mayerson, County Parkland Commissioner, is here as well. So, yeah,
And
please,
Jackie Waymeyer just joined us as well.
Jackie Waymeyer, the person who has the best title of anybody in Parkland, the Vice President of Governmental Affairs. Hey, Jackie. Okay, so let's move on. Next question. Let's see. Okay. Why are the notifications for new students to Parkland School District assigned 5 days before the start of the school year? They're grouped in with school choice selections, which is unfair. So, Lori, do you want to start out on this one? Do you have a sense of this?
So all students in the combined boundary of Park Trails and Heron Heights, they need to apply for school choice. And then during the summer months, school choice awards seats on a weekly basis for students in the combined boundary. So during the school year, students are assigned to a school within a 48-hour time frame.
Okay, thank you. This is for Riverglades. What is the school uniform?
Good evening, everyone. I'll speak on behalf of all 3 elementary schools. None of us have a uniform dress code per se, but we all do follow Broward County Public Schools dress code policy, which can be found in the code book for student conduct.
Okay, thank you very much. Next question, I guess, let's see where we would start with this one. Well, maybe Lori, we'll start with you and maybe Dr. Hepburn and anybody else who has a sense of this. What initiatives to help support teachers in fostering a climate or inquiry and curiosity in Broward schools?
So we transitioned to the focus system to provide an industry leading platform for better student information management and to enhance our parent portal. The new portal features a user-friendly interface, real-time access to grades and attendance, and streamlined teacher communication. And these improvements empower parents in essential tools and information to support their children's academic success, reinforce our commitment to a collaborative educational environment. I know we're going through a little bit of bumps. Dr. Hepburn, do you want to weigh in?
Yeah, sure. So I'll touch on focus and then also touch on about the teacher inquiry part too. So with focus, of course, with any large scale enterprise software, for any large organization, there's going to be some bumps in the road along the way as during implementation, and then there's also going to be a continuous process of iteration throughout the entire school year as we implement this. So we're constantly working with the vendor to address any bumps in the road that we identify. They're very reactive, and usually it's addressed within a day or two, like we were experiencing, I think over the weekend. Some parents are having difficulties filling out forms. We've communicated with the vendor. They understand the concern, and they made a commitment by tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. that all of those issues will be fixed. I know there's some issues on the school end too about retrieving forms, so that should be fixed by 9 a.m. tomorrow too. As a educator in several school districts, I've utilized Focus as a end user in the school, and also as a parent. For the parents out there, you're going to love this tool. Real-time information for attendance, grades. Teachers can communicate with you through the tool. Teachers can send weekly progress reports through the tools. I love it as a parent. I still use it as a parent myself. And so it just keeps you informed about what's going on with your child when it comes to grades and whatnot in real time. And you can also communicate with your teacher through that real time. For the educators, you have accessibility to a lot of information on one platform. IEP information, attendance, grades. You don't have to go through you utilize several different tools that we're using right now. It's all a one-stop shop. which gives us the opportunity to monitor things differently and react in real time. As far as the question around teacher inquiry and critical thinking, we have a robust academic department. They do a great job in building teacher capacity and working with our schools to really align our efforts to standard-based instruction, also around acceleration, also around personalized instruction too, just to make sure our teachers are well equipped to deal with the challenges that they're going to see in their classroom. When we talk about, and also differentiated instruction, all kids learn differently. So you can be in a class of 25 kids and probably 20 to 25 of those kids learn differently. So that's a challenge for our teachers, all right, to learn the skills and the knowledge of how to deal with different learners and to meet them where they are. So we try our best to provide as much professional development. Our leaders in our schools do a great job in supporting their teachers just to make sure they can deal with the challenges in their classroom too.
So, Dr. Hepburn, that was about with respect to the parent portal, correct? Okay.
Because I heard two questions: parent portal and also teacher inquiry and critical thinking. So
yeah, and because there was a question about the portal, and you answered a lot of the question, but part of the question was, why did you guys change it?
Why did we change from what we were using before to the current focus system? It's just to enhance our capabilities. On our end, may not be so much for the parent, but on our end, our educators are using several different tools for attendance, for grading, for putting in information for discipline. And then one of the main systems that we are using is called Terms. It's an MS-DOS type program that's been around for probably 30, 40 plus years. So it's time for all the other school districts around us and in the country have moved forward with modernized systems. And we're the last holdout. So we're using a similar system that's used in the other large school districts in the state of Florida. And as an end user, as a employee, and also as an end user, as a parent, it's innovating and it provides a lot of information on one platform where teachers can communicate with parents. Parents have easy access to the information they need in real time versus the delayed or lagging information that they're used to receiving with the previous platform that we're using. Are there going to be bumps in the road? Yes. It's a large enterprise system for us. So we'll work through those and iron out those kinks throughout the year.
All right. Sounds great. Thank you very much. So, right now, just a time check, we're at 6:25. We have till 7. We have several questions that came through in the chat, and just in the interest of equal time, when we're done with the next chunk of questions, I'd like to go around the room and have principals who have not yet had a chance to speak to weigh in a little bit, talk about what's happening in their school and, make any comments, and maybe that'll elicit some questions. How does that sound? All right, good. Okay, next question was, and I'm not sure who to direct this to, so, Laura, you can start. What plans, if any, are there for the space where the 1200 building used to be at MSD?
Thank you. So we're still having conversations with the 17 families and the staff members at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School and the students, but we're possibly looking at a MSD 17 legacy field, a space where the students can go to practice, whether it's the band or one of the sports teams or a PE class, and then also have a teachable space there where students can go to read poetry and then have an area where we remember the 17 and we never forget that tragedy that happened on Valentine's Day 6 years ago.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next question from the chat. So the next question is, I just lost it. Give me a second. I had them, now they're gone. There they are. All right, this is for Somerset Parkland Academy. What strategies for teacher retention are being implemented or will be implemented?
Yes, thank you for that. We know that we are still a school of choice, whether that's through our teachers or through our students. We did have a few teachers who moved out of the area. They've also moved to Palm Beach. We're quite close to there, and they were currently living in Palm Beach, and they elected to go there. But as far as the school is concerned, we do everything that we can to offer incentives. We offer the retention bonuses, referendum money to match what the district is also providing. We try to provide the professional growth that they need as well to feel supported here, to be a part of our community. We know that as a relatively new school, we're going to see transitions while we're still establishing ourselves. But we look forward to continuing to work with the amazing teachers that have been with us year after year. And we're excited about the new group of teachers that have joined us.
Thank you very much. Okay, next question is, and I always like to preface this by this was not my question. I'm reading something. I was there at MSD today and was appalled by the state of the school cleanliness. Back to school, it's more than back to school dust from construction. There was gum on the ground, paint chips, so on and so forth. Question is, I'm interested in hearing your thoughts. Thank you.
I did respond in the chat. Thank you for the question. There's a tremendous amount of construction on our campus. Our school is regularly pressure washed. However, our school is different than most schools in that the majority of our hallways are external. They're outdoors and exposed to the elements, which presents a problem with all kinds of things that other schools that have interior hallways or solely interior hallways do not have to face. I know Ms. Alhadeff and I have had conversations related to painting. We did have the exterior, the front of the school painted because there was a lot of chipping. However, because of the roofs, we can't have the whole school painted at this time. In fact, after they completed the painting of the front, with the roof work, there were rust stains running down, all areas of the school because we're in the process of construction. So we have workers, dozens of workers on campus. We have, 3,500 individuals day in, day out on this campus utilizing it. My custodial staff works tirelessly, maintaining the facility. It is a huge multi-acre facility. We do expect, and we do have work orders in for the facility to be painted in its entirety once the roofing is done. But please understand this construction will last well into this school year. And we are doing the best we can with the resources we have and the circumstances that we're faced with regarding the construction. And just for everyone to know, we're getting new roofs, we're getting new HVAC, AC systems, our band wing and our art wing are being completely revamped, redone. So there's a lot going on in addition to, what was just done this summer with the demolition of the 1200 building.
Okay, thank you. Tough question. Okay, so once again, Lori, I guess you could start with this and anybody else can jump in. Please provide some clarification with respect to metal detectors. For instance, what if students have equipment or musical instruments and that type of thing? What about, it says, what about binders?
Ms. Alhadeff, I don't want to jump in front of you, but can I? Yeah, sure. So a little clarification on metal detectors. I just want everybody to know that every high school will have metal detectors starting on day one. They are portable. They are not intrusive at all. We're trying to educate parents as much as possible through media and through our outlets. So we're trying to educate on the specific things that you shouldn't have in your backpack. Of course, the stuff that you should not bring to school. Having your backpack is fine. You're going to have to remove your electronic device if you have a laptop, iPad, or whatever, or equivalent, just like sometimes when you go to the airport. The 3-ring binders, which I think is very rare for kids to have that giant 3-ring binder these days, that will set it off because of the amount of metal in the spine in a 3-ring binder. Some of this is going to be trial and error because it's as simple as some of our kids who like to wear a lot of bling. All the chains and the bracelets and things like that. So some of it's going to be trial and error as kids go through to find out what exactly is setting it off, besides some of the things we've warned parents and kids of what not to bring, as far as giant 3-ring binders, even as simple as your eyeglass case. The ones that snap, those are actually made out of metal and they're just covered with vinyl or plastic. So if something has a lot of metal in it, it's going to set it off. So all you have to do is take it out of your backpack, There will be a security monitor right next to the metal detectors, and you will hand them your device or any other thing that we think will set it off. You walk through, and they hand it right back to you, and you're off for the rest of your day on campus. And then we do accommodate students with special needs, especially those that are wheelchair bound or similar. They'll go through the metal detectors. They're wide enough. They're ADA compliant. As with any schools, our school leaders, our security monitors, they get to know the kids. As they go through, they'll go through just like anybody else. We expect it to go off because you're in a wheelchair or you may have something on you that may cause it to go off. We'll do a simple secondary screening. But of course, as time goes on, those relationships are built. We know the kids, and then that's an easier process for our special needs students that may have some specific accommodations throughout that process. So our school leaders will work with families and kids that have those specific needs and need those specific accommodations, so we can make this process as stressful as possible for them. But this is an extra layer of security in addition to the many other things that we do on our campus, just to make sure they're absolutely safe and secure.
Okay, thank you very much. Does anybody else have a comment or would like to weigh in on this?
I just want to say that obviously, yes, besides preventing weapons from getting in, it's also going to help prevent all the vapes from getting into the school. Unfortunately, it is a big problem at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School with the students vaping. So this will prevent those vapes from getting into the school.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I wanted to let all the principals here have a moment or two, talk about what's happening at their school. I'll go in reverse order of the schools this time. So we'll start with Yamilka Gomez from South Florida Virtual Schools.
Well, hi, everyone. I am from Florida Virtual School, and I am here representing Broward County. I do support and manage 8 school districts in the state of Florida, so anything along the alley all the way to Sarasota. Florida Virtual School is our wonderful state of Florida, fully accredited statewide public school district. We have over 27-year history of successfully educating students in the state of Florida. We offer more than 200 courses to students from kindergarten all the way to 12th grade through our FLVS Flex and our FLVS full-time programs. With FLVS Flex, students can, in grades K through 12, can take one or multiple courses and enroll year-round. Students are either enrolled in traditional schools and want to supplement their learning or register as home school education students. Whether enrolled with FLVS Flex or FLVS Full-Time, all students will take classes online taught by state-certified teachers using our comprehensive and engaging curriculum. With more than 200 of the courses that we have, we also have 60 fun and exciting clubs that students can be a part of. So if any of the students enrolled in any of the schools, whether it's a public school or a charter school, they can still participate in our clubs. We have able to address students' social and emotional needs. And our FLVS team is always here to provide all kinds of support to our families, including ESC support, and ELL students can enroll in FLVS courses. So the question always is, well, why would students enroll in FLVS courses? For a variety of reasons, one of it being online courses teach students those soft skills that we all want our students to have, how to, for example, time management, academic integrity, and gets them prepared for college as well, which many of our courses now in colleges are online or blended learning. So our model, our learning model here allows our teachers to work one-on-one with students, ensuring mastery of the content before moving on to the next lesson. Very different from the traditional brick and mortar school. Here at FLVS, students are able to resubmit assignments. And most importantly, we focus on meeting the students where they are. Curriculum and scheduling choices are no longer limited to local school offerings or student zip code. So our mission here at FLVS for this upcoming school year is to continue working with all of our partner schools, Marjorie Stoneman, West Glades, build stronger relationships with our school districts. We do have Broward Virtual, which is our franchise, and we want to continue to deliver high quality technology-based education that provides the skills and knowledge students need for success in this day and age. And I look forward to meeting the principals here, and I've worked with some of you already, so thank you for allowing FLVS to be another learning option for students here in Broward County, whether it's through Florida Virtual School or Broward Virtual. I am here to support. And parents, I'm going to put my email, the website and email address here on the chat in case you have any further questions. Thank you.
Excellent job. Thank you. Okay. Mr. Bianchi from West Glades. Take it away, sir.
Sure. Good evening, everyone. Very excited about the school year starting. The summer was nice for our teachers and our students, but I think our teachers are very much ready to get back into the classroom with their students. We kind of already started a little bit with our new student orientation, Camp Wolfpack, last Friday. We had close to 400 students come to that orientation, as well as their parents. I was able to speak to a lot of parents, really a packed house of our new students' parents, to be able to explain to them some of the differences and changes that are going on at our school and the differences between elementary and middle school. So that was a great event that we held last Friday. And this year, every year I kind of do a resiliency plan for our students, because in middle school, we always, our middle school students seem to struggle just a little bit with social interactions, more so than the other groups. In elementary school, they're kind of sheltered in their own classrooms, whereas in middle school, they start going into different classrooms. They're coming from 3 different elementary schools. So I try to provide some support for students and parents. There's curriculum that we're giving to our students that refer back to Think Before You Post, some internet safety and social media guidelines that will cover topics like cyberbullying and being careful of what you post and what you let out on social media. And then we also do a parent night where we want the parents to be aware of some of the things and challenges our students face socially, to kind of help them coach their child through middle school. So that meeting is going to be on October 10th at 6 p.m. here at West Glades. So we're excited about that. We also have a big event this Friday, our schedule pickup. At schedule pickup, the students will come get their schedules, take a map, walk their classes, know exactly where to go for the first day. So there's that anxiety is cut out of coming to and finding their new classrooms. There will also be athletics there for parents to speak to the athletic directors about sports.
No, I'm just listening.
There will be our PTO will be there. We'll have people there for transportation if you have transportation questions. We'll also have school supplies there as well. So there's a lot of things going on Friday. It starts with our 8th graders from 11 to 12, and then 7th graders 12:30 to 1:30, and 6th graders 2 to 3. And then we also have our open house coming up in August 29th at 6 p.m. for 6th grade. 7th and 8th grade will be on September 5th at 6 p.m. So that information will all be coming out to our parents very shortly. But also, please join us on social media at WMS_Wolves on Instagram, and please check our website for updates and information. We try and keep that updated as often as possible. That's all I have.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Ms. Campbell from Somerset Parkland Academy.
Yes, good evening, everyone. Once again, Somerset Parkland Academy is excited to be starting our 5th year. It's hard to believe that we're at year 5. I want to thank the city again for, allowing this charter school to thrive here in the city of Parkland. We are embracing the theme of focus this year as we're transitioning to focus. So we'll be focusing on fundamentals, outcomes, culture, unity, and self. So you'll see those themes throughout everything that we are doing here as a school for the 24-25 school year. We have been successful in a build out for our media center, which has allowed for 3 new classrooms for our middle school students, as well as 5 pull-out rooms for small group instruction, ESC facilitation. So we're very excited about this new addition to our school. It has allowed for us to increase our enrollment here, so we are thriving when it comes to that. Just as an achievement note from the previous school year, we had 39 of our middle school students participate in college courses, and 186 college credits were achieved. So we're very excited for our college program provided for our middle school students. Our parent involvement continues to thrive. We're so thankful to have our very involved Parkland Parent Association. We look forward to continuing to partner with them and the support there. Our meet and greet for our families will be this Friday as well. So we're looking forward to welcoming our parents and our students back to campus for them to meet their teachers. And our back to school nights for our families will be elementary is August 28th and for middle school, August 29th. Just excited for the brand new school year to piggyback on what Dr. Hepburn said, the momentum and keeping the momentum going here at Somerset Parkland Academy with our student achievement is always going to be paramount in what we do. And now you're muted.
Well, you guys can't read lips? Okay, so Miss Seltzer from Riverglades Elementary.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me. So Riverglades, our theme this year is Wild About Learning. So as you can imagine, all the animal print happening all over the school is very exciting. We just wrapped up a wonderful week of beautification. We started it last year during our 30th, and we had such positive feedback and interest from the community. All of our students, parents come, they're sign up in shifts, and they planted trees and plants and cleaned up the campus. And it was just great to see our kids really helping and giving back to our school right before they come back as students. So that was very exciting. We did welcome our teachers back, and we have a we're focusing on positive attitudes and positive vibes this year. So everybody received a crocheted positive potato that my mother made all summer long. So they'll have those to remind them to just stay positive. So much in life can take us on twists and turns. For example, with new focus, you know, it's a learning curve, and we sometimes get stressed about new things. But from what we're learning and seeing, focus is going to be amazing and a wonderful platform. So we're just embracing all the new. We do have our meet and greet on Friday, August 9th as well. We'll have PTA here selling our spirit shirts and our school supplies. So we look forward to seeing the excited faces of our students coming back onto campus. And our times are 9 to 9:30 are for last names A through F, 9:45 to 10:15, G through N, and 10:30 to 11 is O through Z. So just a reminder also to parents that classes are not final till Friday. So keep that in mind. I know that goes for Heron Heights and Park Trails also. We're still working, and we will work into the last minute to finalize and get ready. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, next up. So I think we're good on time. Next up is Ms. Manville from Park Trails.
Hi there. I hope everyone's having a wonderful evening. I'm real excited to be here tonight. Our theme this year is Team Panther, One Team, One Dream. For those of you that have driven by, you see a brand new marquee sporting our new mascot. So we're rebranding this year. We've also redesigned our security office. Doing some improvements in the front of the school. So there's paw prints everywhere. We've just signed the documents for our fence that has received its permit. So we expect the fence in the front of the school sometime during the first semester. So there's lots going on to help with the beautification and curb appeal of the school. We're also going to be building on our success. Like the other schools in Parkland, we're very proud to be an A. And as all of our elementaries, we're some of the top schools in the North region. Park Trails is really excited. We were ranked number 12 in the entire district. So we're super excited and striving to get into that top 10 this year. So we're real excited about how well our students did with the students and the teachers last year. And we're going to continue to build on that success. Be looking at our social media. We've got some fun stuff coming to our Facebook and Instagram. Our teachers are putting some information out there, and there's a contest that they have to see which grade level is going to get the most likes on the information they're putting on social media. So you'll have to look for that. And this year we started something with our PTA that we're really proud of. We have a welcoming committee. That's made up of parents. And this is really nice for our parents that are coming in new to the city, new to the state, and new to the country, because we have quite a few families that are coming from different, all over the world, from different countries. And so each member of our welcoming committee, we have parents that speak Portuguese, Russian, Hebrew, French, and we pair our parents that are coming in new to our community with a parent that lives here that speaks their language. So not only do they help them get acclimated to the school, but they also help them get acclimated to the city, sharing with them all of the wonderful things that the city has to offer, when to sign up for sports clubs, who the great pediatricians are, and all those things that really help our families that are coming in new to our school, not just get acclimated to our school, but also to the city. So the parents are real excited about that. They feel like they're already getting friends and connections before the school year even starts. So we're happy to be offering that to our parents that are coming in. This Friday is also our meet and greet. Pre-K, K, and 1 is at 9 a.m. Second and third is at 10 a.m. and fourth and fifth is at 11 a.m. And we have our intermediate open house on August 21st, and our primary open house is on August 28th. So super excited about all of the things that we've got going on this year, and real excited with the new focus and all the learning. And like Ms. Seltzer said, we're going to go with the flow and figure it out, but it has great potential for what it has to offer our parents and our community. So great, really excited about a great year. I think you're muted again.
Sorry, such a rookie mistake. Miss Kefford, you're up next.
Hi, everyone. Our teachers started back yesterday, so they're anxiously awaiting the arrival of all of our students. We had our optional freshman orientation, really new student orientation program, Fly Like an Eagle, that was held last week by a few of our staff members, which acclimated students to the school, gave them some critical information related to graduation requirements, opportunities to get involved, and things they should be considering or be engaged with as they start their high school career. We had our schedule pickup today for our 10th and 11th graders. On Thursday, we have our freshman invasion, which is an opportunity for all of our freshman students, our incoming 9th graders, to come on campus. We will have a formal presentation starting at 8:30 with parents welcome. Students will receive their schedules. We'll also have an opportunity to tour the campus and find their classrooms so they are not lost on that first day. We will have tables set up with all of our clubs and athletic opportunities, as well as some of our elective programs that students can get involved with, so that they have an opportunity to find something that suits them. And one piece of advice we give to all of our incoming new students is to find something, whatever it is, that interests you. We have over 100 clubs and organizations on campus. So find something, try it out, to make sure that you are fully taking advantage of that high school experience and all of the opportunities that high school has to offer. That's that's the best way to have a very fulfilling high school experience. We are starting our ACE Cambridge program this year, which we're extraordinarily excited about. That program will permit students to have another accelerated opportunity in addition to our already very successful dual enrollment programs, as well as advanced placement course offerings. The opportunity exists for students to earn a Cambridge diploma, which is a very prestigious diploma designation. Also to take courses that are the equivalent of college level courses, which allows them, you know, a greater edge when they are applying for those colleges and they are exposed to the rigor that those classes, you know, are aligned with. So we're very excited about that. Our teachers have been training. They've started meeting in their PLCs today, talking about strategies and how they're going to roll this out. So they are extremely eager to see how our kids perform, and we know they'll perform exceptionally well as they always do. Thanks.
Thank you very much. And finally, Ms. McGreevy from Heron Heights.
Hi, everyone. I am happy to be serving the Parkland community again. Our theme continues and has been over the past several years, one team, one goal. This year we are having a laser focus on science. We had a lot of discussions. Yesterday we kicked off the year with our 15th birthday party. So the teachers were excited to come back and celebrate the 15th birthday of Heron Heights. And we did a lot of talking yesterday with our staff on, you know, celebrated our success with our data and our school grade and all of that, but really getting down to the nitty gritty of relationships and why they matter, and you know, who we are to kids, and they're with us for so long of the day. And we, you know, a goal of mine is really to have the staff, every single person in our building who interacts with a child, understand what they mean to that child and the difference they can make in the child's life. So we had a lot of empowering conversations yesterday around relationships and what we mean to a child, not just academically. Great vibe. We had a bunch of new teachers start with us and staff members. It was really great to come in, and, you know, year two for me, not having as many nerves as I did year one, and really knowing my staff and understanding, you know, what drives them, and really trying to pour into them so that they can pour into our kids. This year, one of our goals is also to make sure that we are continuing to empower the students to lead instead of always the adults. Our kids can do a lot of awesome things, so we want them to really, you know, run with that and lead. Some of the projects we're continuing to work on is our push bar gates. We're working on 4 of our gates to install the push bars, and then our shades over our playgrounds. We were hoping those would be done over the summer, but we ran into some roadblocks, and we are hoping that by December, January, our playgrounds will both be covered.
Okay, and so we had a question that came in here, and it's a quick one. If we can get a quick answer, we can move on to Captain McCardle and Rich Walker, and it has to do with bus drivers. Do we have enough to start the year?
Yes, I actually just responded to that in the chat. We have enough bus drivers. All of our routes are currently covered. We continue to hire bus drivers because we do experience turnover in that sector, and to also ensure that we can cover extracurricular activity routes, after school routes, and the like. So just to make sure we can cover the bandwidth needed during the school year for all the extra things besides to and from school. Okay, thank you very much. So now I'd just like to call on Captain Michelle McCardle to give a little update about what's going on in BSO, all things BSO in Parkland. Captain?
Thank you. Good evening. Thank you for having me. We're actually on the heels of our Parkland Night Out. We had a great event last night. For those of you that were there, it was a great opportunity for our community to meet your SROs and interact with the different police displays that we had out. It was a wonderful event. I can tell you that we are ready for the school year and excited for it to begin. We have an operational plan in place, which we do every year, which addresses safety within the schools, but also roadway safety, right? So reminding our folks to pack a little bit of extra patience for the next couple of weeks, leave home early, obey the speed limit, be aware that there's going to be pedestrians and cyclists out there. So we want to ensure that everybody is going to be safe. We're partnering with Marjorie Stoneman Douglas and helping them with the new mission of the metal detectors and making sure that everyone gets in a timely manner, and also partnering them to make sure that everybody gets picked up and dropped off in the car line. So again, we just want to make sure that everyone is safe. Our school resource officers are getting ready to complete their training. They do a large portion of their training during the summer months, when they're not in schools, consisting of firearms, active shooter training, defense tactics. For those of you that are not aware, we have our newly open training facility at the Broward Sheriff's Office. For those of you that are not following us on Facebook or Twitter, I suggest that you log on, follow us at BSO Parkland, and you'll get some great video clips of our new training center where the deputies are training and ensuring that they are up to the task of, whatever occurs in the county. So again, thank you for having me. If there's any questions, certainly feel free to ask.
Thank you very much. And up next is our mayor, Rich Walker. Rich?
Great. Thank you, Doug. Such a great event. I really appreciate everybody being here. On behalf of our commission, I want to thank the Parkland Chamber of Commerce, specifically you, Doug, and Cindy Kaufman for your leadership. We get the opportunity to have this annual event, which I think is very informative for the parents. Obviously, one of the things that separates Parkland from other cities here in Florida and throughout the country is our schools. And tonight just reiterates the fact how involved our parents are. So I want to thank, obviously, Dr. Hepburn, Superintendent. You're doing a fantastic job. I see Dr. Fleming is on. I see Meredith Weissner is also on. And then obviously our school board member, Lori Alhadeff, and obviously the rest of the school board, our administrators. We have the best administrators and staff in Broward County, and we appreciate that very much. Last but not least, I can't leave out our parents. You guys are so involved. You get engaged daily in the schools, which helps the administrators and the staffs immensely. And that's one of the reasons why we can separate ourselves from other cities, is because of the involvement that our parents do have, because it's so important for you to make sure that our kids get the best education possible. I look forward, like everyone else, to the year getting started. I know my kids are anxious and ready to start getting back to school, and we're anxious for them to get back to school and get on that schedule and get on that routine. If there's anything that me or the rest of the commission can do, please do not hesitate to reach out. We're always here to help you guys, or the residents of the city, as best we can. And I'm going to end off with this. Captain McCardle said it perfectly. Let's make sure we're packing additional patience. Even though some of you may be in 7th, 8th, 9th grade children, and you've been doing the car line and the traffic for 7 or 8 years, the summer's long. It's long for all of us. We kind of forget the routine that we had, but let's get there a little bit early. Let's just relax. Let's just be patient. Everybody understands if things are a little bit slower, it's okay. Take a deep breath. We'll all get there. But all kidding aside, let's just be patient. Looking forward to a great school year. I'm wishing everyone the best. Our administrators, our staff, obviously our students. I'm wishing everybody the best school year possible. And with that, it's all you, Doug.
Thanks, sir. Thank you very much. And just before we close, I wanted to give Lori Alhadeff the last word.
Thank you, Rich Walker. Thank you to the Parkland Chamber of Commerce for putting on this event. I think it's amazing for our parents. Thank you to the principals. Thank you, Dr. Hepburn, and your staff for being here tonight to answer all the questions. We're going to have an amazing year. Thank you to our parents for being so involved and engaged in our schools. And I know that we will continue to be an A school district. Thank you.
Great last word. Hard to top that. Thank you, everybody, for attending. We have a fantastic community. And, we appreciate all of the engagement and all of the partnership. And we wish you all a fantastic school year, a safe one, a healthy one. And course, we'll see you around town, but if nothing else, we'll see you next year. Thanks very much, everybody. And right on time, by the way, 7 o'clock. Take care.